Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Great Gibraltar Draft with Hound Dogs. We've made it to the first game in the Champions League of the new season. We've been flying so far. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all this sort of stuff. But with that said, first games in the season. So we won the first game of the league season 7-0 against Glasgow United. Absolutely destroyed them. Then a 3-1 win against College. Again, nice and easy there. Champions League pathway sort of thing to qualify for the group stage. Again, very comfortable. A draw against Chernovar and a 2-1 win was probably the toughest period. Otherwise, we flew through against Antwerp and Pristina. But we've got Inter Milan, SK Austria, Klagenfurt, and Bayern Munich. Now, I don't know. So I don't think we'll get through to the Champions League knockouts, I'll be honest. I think it'll be a bit too much for us this time. But if we can get through to the Europa League, I reckon we could do some bits here. I think that could really be something we could be excited about. So fingers crossed we can at least get through and finish third. I think SK Austria Klagenfurt, I reckon we could do. I reckon we could do them. They recently won the division, beating Salzburg to the title, which is impressive. But certainly nothing that I don't think we could match. But transfer wise, now there has been a few transfers. We've had a couple of issues, ins and outs, with regards to trying to keep hold of players, moving players on, that sort of thing. So first off, we've got a couple of outs, which was to Glasgow United. Neil McIntosh and Jason Noon left us on a free. We sold Sandro Costantini to Lyon for 1.7 million. He wasn't going to get game time. I thought I'd bring in some extra cash to try and get something done elsewhere. Bodan Levchenko, again, another player that we've lost money on, but at the end of the day, he wasn't going to play. He was moaning. Move him on. Maxime Thomas is another one where we've got enough left backs. I don't think he'll get the game time. We got our money back for him, so he maybe made a little bit of a profit over the seasons, but I think moving him on, I think that's the right thing to do. Save anyone moaning at us. We have lost Einar Loth to Napoli. 1.8 million he was sold for. Again, we've brought in a couple of players who I think are just better. And because they are just better, he's not going to get the game time. He was moaning anyway last season. So I thought we'd move him on. And we've certainly done that. And he's gone off to Napoli. So not a bad move for him, really. Rafael Natta is another one. Again, another player that has come in for more money than we've sold him for, but it happens. Not too bothered. This is one that is a bit gutting, a bit sad. Salafu Dirasuba has left us. He's joined Werder Bremen for 775k. Obviously, been with us over 10 years. We made money on him still, over 500k still made on the transfer. But a solid player for us throughout the years. Done lots of bits. Certainly a player that's helped us rise to the occasion when it comes to Champions League football. So, yeah, in our last season, he has moved on to pastures new. He wanted to just change a career, which is fair enough. Ferreira is another one which we've loaned out, who is someone we brought in last season, who was also loaned out then. Jan Polski as well, he's been loaned out. And Nystrom, who we kind of panic bought as a left back, he's been sold to Man 62. So he's been moved on. But we have brought in a few players. So the first one being Rafael from Corinthians, a left winger, pacey. He's got a good bit about him. Some good technique off the ball, flair. So there's a couple of areas to improve, like the dribbling. Would like the finishing to be a bit better. But otherwise, generally, I think he's a decent looking player. At least we might be able to get some money for him, moving him on, or at least the club would when we leave. Next one is Luciano Salvador from Man City on a free. Now, I thought this is a right coup. He played a few games for Man City, having been brought in for 7.75 million. He's played Premier League games. He's done all right for them. Hanover he went to as well, where he scored 7 goals in the Bundesliga too, and then played a few more games for Man City before leaving at the end of his contract. But 24 years old, 17 caps for Mexico with 3 goals. I think it's a great signing. Him coming in up top, it means we've got that versatility going forward. Another one that came in on a free from Chelsea, Omar Barry. He's recently made his 2 appearances for Gambia as well. So that's obviously good. Bit of experience on the international stage, but generally, again, well-rounded, can play attacking midfield, in the centre, or on the left-hand side as well. So a bit of versatility there. Next couple players were kind of young players we've brought in to kind of think about the future, even though we're not going to be here. Delcio, Atletico Mineiro's centre midfielder / striker. I think he's an interesting little player. Some great finishing. Give him a chance and he'll put it away. He's just not the quickest, that's all. And then also Javier Vallejo from Real Sociedad. The centre half, again, looks pretty decent. 5'10", so on the smaller side, but again, still should be able to do bits for him in the future down the line. And for 275k, I mean, they'll make profit on him, definitely. Or they should do, anyway. So with that, this is kind of the squad we've got at the moment. We were hoping to bring in another centre half, but we've not had the chance to. There's just not been anyone that's been available that we've really been able to. But we've got Inter Milan. It's kind of a bit of a rematch now. Can we get our revenge on them and try and get a win here? I certainly hope so. Bazunu, though, has wanted to leave the club, but I'm keeping him for this year. I'm not letting him go. We're not dealing with that. Dagger at right back, Byberg, Flores and Mendoza in the defence. Elio Pardo would be in the centre-back for Flores, but obviously he's out injured at the moment. Senseviero and Koda in centre midfield with Bozikovic, Pelez and Rog, and then Salvador up top. That's kind of how we're playing at the moment. We might bring Rafael on for Pelez at some point. Pelez being pushed slightly more further forward because he's probably our best left winger. But that's why Rafael came in, to hopefully get to replace him. And then Pelez can drop back again into fight for left back with Mendoza. But he's also got that cover. But with that said, let's get into today's game. We're back in Milan. It's going to be, again, a tough game. Like I say, I'm not necessarily expecting us to get anywhere with this. I don't think we're necessarily going to be winning many games in the group stage at this stage. But I still think we've got something that we could kind of get out of it. Like I say, getting maybe through to at least the Europa League, which would be nice. Especially to do so in the last season, as you never know. We might even get to win it at some stage. But with that, let's get into the game and see how things get on. It's going to be tough, but especially with Bayern in the group as well. We're gonna have a hard time of it for sure. But Rog receives a throw from Mendoza into Pelez, who looks to turn inside. He looks for a ball over the top, and I mean, he's found him. Sanseviero, who's been put through, and he's tucked it away only 3 minutes in, and we've kind of surprised them, I think. That wasn't the ball I was expecting, but certainly worked, and a lot better than I thought it was going to turn out to be. I mean, that's lovely. Rog getting the ball, playing it inside to Pelez. He managed to turn, and he saw that run. Bastoni probably should have dealt with that as it came over his head. But 1-0 up, away from home at Inter. I mean, we're going strong at the moment. I think we're doing okay so far. 15 minutes in, we're looking pretty damn solid. And we've got another throw in here. Similar situation. Mendoza down to Rog. This time cuts on the outside. Plays it back to Mendoza. Looks inside to Koda. He's got a headband on just like Mendoza. Sanseviero into Rog, who looks for a ball through, but Ortega cuts that out. Now Inter Milan will keep hold of the ball. But we're looking to press high, which is good. Mendoza not able to win that, but we do get the flick on anyway, as Byberg looks to bring the ball forward to Bozikovic, but it's cut out, and now they will come forward with Yusuf Demir inside. Koda does well, though, working hard once again. As we've said before, we want the players that can work hard. And he's certainly done so to get back and cut that ball out. Bazunu looking forward to Bozikovic into Rog, who looks round the corner to Salvador. Can he dink it over the keeper? He's not quite been able to. He's hit the bar. But, I mean, what an attempt to try and chip the keeper from there. Quite the effort. And I appreciate that, especially as we're creating chances. We're not standing back, although it will be Yusuf Demir coming forward now for Inter Milan, who's seen the ball coming through to Hampel, who was on the overlap there. Can we prevent a ball from coming across? Elise receives it back on the edge, who cuts it back to Cabral. Harpel, then Cabral again, who's he's got his back to goal. We're doing well. Just don't lunge in, please. Bozikovic, though, is able to cut that one out. And the ball is, it's wayward. And that's not going to come to anything for us. But it will come to Inter Milan again, who can just come back at us straight away. Yusuf Demir plays Hampel down on the right-hand side. This time he does get a ball straight in, but Bazunu is able to grab hold of that one and prevent any more danger from occurring. Any more danger occurring. Long ball forward. But again, we're not holding on to it. And Yusuf Demir finds Hernandez through on goal. And he's tried to dink. Bazunu stood up well and prevented him from being able to pop that away. Half an hour gone. And we're looking pretty solid, to be fair. We're not... I mean, they've had chances, but I'm not overly concerned. Although this is a good ball out to Lise. Mendoza's got to try and deal with that. Although the run by Hampel has come inside. Is he going to get a shot where he does? But again, Bazunu is there to prevent the goal from going in at the near post. So he was favourite to stop the... Oh, and there we go. There's the goal. Bastoni with the header from the corner just before half-time. 7 minutes to go. If we can hold out till half-time, we maybe could get something from this game. If they get a second before half-time in the next 7 minutes, that is when we might have a bit of something to be concerned about. That's for sure. But it looks like it's reached the end of the first half. Let's look and see what we can do. So we could bring on Omar Barry, which I think we'll do. Ayman Saki is the Gibraltar that we brought in last year, 19 years old, looks half decent, and that's why we brought him in to try and get him involved as a Gibraltar national in an elite level. We've obviously got Langley, but he's never going to get on the pitch, is he? When you've got Bazunu in goal, performing in the way he is. But with that, we're starting the second half off. We had a free kick. Fernando's grabbed hold of that, and he's taking his time now. Don't think he's too bothered. I'd be happy for him to just waste the rest of the game if he wants to. That's absolutely fine, and not a problem, to be quite honest. Ortega receiving the ball into Hampel. Back to Hampel. Taking its time. They're keeping the ball nicely, but we're still keeping the pressure on as they're forced to go back again. But Guru looking to take a touchdown on this left-hand side, driving forward. He looks down the line, but it's a poor pass, and Dagang gets onto that. Byberg looks for a long ball forward. Can we get up and win that? No. I mean, these long balls, they're just not working, and it's led to Hernandez being through on goal. We've got players back there, but they're not able to stop it, and Elias Hernandez gets the second goal of the game for Inter Milan, and that makes it 2-1 just after the half-time whistle. Again, it's the long ball. Byberg's gone for a ball over top to Salvador. Well, he's not even done that. He's kind of lofted it just forward, and that's allowed Inter Milan to make the most of it and get in front and tuck it away. But Bayern's beating SK Austria. Is it SK Austria? I think that's what they're called. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Hopefully they're going to get knocked out because we're going to beat them. But yeah, I think it's going to be tough against Bayern as well. I think we're gonna have a tough few games. But we can still get to the Europa League. I'm still feeling confident about that. Anyway, as the ball is headed back to the keeper, Fernando launches it long again. Dagang doing well to compete with that one, but again, overlap there, and Bozikovic just has left that runner. He's not bothered. He does not care. He doesn't want to be playing out wide, which I get. I understand. You want to be striker. You banged in the goals last season, but trying to fit both of you in where we can. But I don't think that will be happening. Daniel Perez will bring you off for Rafael, and Saki can come on for Bozikovic, and Koda can go out on the right-hand side, as I know Inter has just scored, so we might as well make some changes with half an hour to go. Although it could be disallowed. We'll see. Oh, it has been. So we're still in the game. There's still only one goal behind. Michael Elise's goal was disallowed there. Yusuf Demir coming inside to play him through. Yeah, he was offside in the end. Nice finish, though. I have to say, nice finish. But a couple of changes for us to see what we can do then in the final kind of 25 minutes or so. As Bazunu's long ball forward goes up towards Barry, isn't able to compete for it as Hernandez is put through, but Flores gets to that one. I mean, it's an awful back pass as it's divoted up, but Bazunu's been able to deal with that and just launch it forward. But we're keeping the ball, and it's our turn to come forward. Mendoza on the left-hand side. It does well to get past the man initially. Putting Saki again back inside. Flores, who again dinks the ball forward. The centre halves just don't understand how I want to play football, so I'm going to have to speak to him after the game. But Dagang again cutting the thing out. He's the Philippine star man, and I have to say he's been very, very good replacement for El Sayed, who we lost a few seasons ago now. But he was brought in as kind of the replacement, and he's certainly done very well in doing so. for us, I have to say. We'll take it though, playing out wide to Harple, who looks forward again. It's a long ball over the top. Hernandez is through. He shoots and it goes in. That one is going to count. It is 3-1 this time. 2-goal advantage to Inter Milan once again. Unfortunately, it's going to be 3-1 once more. Not perfect, not ideal, but it happens. It's kind of expected though, as I say. Nothing too surprising there. As Inter actually go top. Nope, they're back in second because Bayern's gone 3-0 up now. That's going to be a horrible game. I feel like we're going to have a tough time against Bayern. But with just the added time now to go, looks like that will be it for today's game. Yeah, it was kind of expected. It's the group stage as well. We've got players moving around in positions. It's going to be tough to try and fit both Salvador and Bezicovic in the side. I think we're just going to have to stick with Bezicovic up top because he's done so well for us previously. The acceleration and stuff, just unbelievable. But we've got Luciano Salvador as well. He can make a difference if he comes on, certainly. But there's a few players there that we'll have to see what we can do. And maybe even continue to look for a left winger. Although Dominic Ballard has been injured. So that's probably why it feels like we haven't got a left winger who's naturally out there. But there you go. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.